Previously on All About the Journey. I set out from my home in Spain to film the second instalment of the Pinnacle series with Mark Hoffman, but unfortunately, due to circumstances outside of our control, this trip was destined to be a disaster. But the last 3 days were anything but, with 4 fish caught over 20 kilos and the biggest being a giant 25. This was the perfect ending before Claire arrived at Marseille airport. Heading up to the Airbnb for the night, we'd make preparations for the 4 weeks angling ahead. Driving up to the Alps, we'd be disappointed by busy lakes, but eventually we found a slice of paradise and the action was instantaneous. Catching a number of large and beautiful carp in the most idyllic surroundings, we couldn't have wished for more.
I think tonight's going to be very busy.
The second venue we fished was one of the most beautiful we'd ever seen. Lac de Saint-Croix, a low-stock massive lake set in the mountains of the Côte d'Azur. This lake really was food for the soul, and we could have stayed here forever. Enjoying every moment at this incredible testing venue, despite not catching any carp, but soon our time here was over, and we needed to head further south on our road trip. As we headed into the depths of southern France, our journey took us past Salagou. With a taste of defeat still fresh in my mouth from the session with Mark, I couldn't help but revisit this venue to try and get even. Arriving at dusk, and with a big weather front moving in the following day, I was in a rush to get the rods out and deployed that first night. I feel like this spot could do a bite today with the wind pushing in there. Yeah, here we go. Sweet, so I'm going to have to use my head torch to find the edge of the weed bed. Just going to pop that in right on the edge. There we go. Sweet. Like that, because then all my line is hidden by the weed. Just light fishing on the edge of a spot. Like that'll do. Right at home, James. Okay, it's done. First night here. Yeah, I'm gonna need the boat though, I think. It's quite far away. I don't know. Might be able to play it in. How are you gonna get the net?
Where's the net?
It's in the boat, obviously. It's alright, I'll give you this, I gotta go. I don't think we're gonna be able to play it in, to be honest. Just hold this. I'll get the thing. The catfish? Or a carp? What's a carp? Yeah, here's a mirror. Oh, it's not a bad one too, actually. What am I talking about? A little one. It's decent. Oh, it's a little football one, Claire. Yeah, it's a cool one. Look. Maybe a monster one, do. Look at that. Pretty decent, actually, it is. Yeah. Absolutely. There you go. Salagou, thank you very much. that's not a bad first morning, is it, Claire?
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, we had a bite last night, literally just before first light, which gave us a really good night's sleep, to be honest. And after that moving around on the previous venue, it was well needed, to be honest. And yeah, it was the rod that I put out next to a weed bed. Literally, I found a spot with my head torch, and I dropped the rig literally right on the edge of this hole in the weed. Just a handful of tiger nuts, a handful of crushed tigers. And yeah, that was enough. Right, it's no monster, but it is a beautiful little mirror in the sack. So I think we're gonna have some breakfast, have my coffee, and yeah, get her out and get some pictures done. This was this morning's early wake-up call. A really, really cool little character. I guess he's one of the new stock. But yeah, he's definitely got that Salagou frame to him, that's for sure. Really, really lovely, immaculate mirror. Caught from that spot off the weed bed I found last night in the dark. Yeah, I couldn't be more pleased this morning. A great start to a chance visit to this lake. Like I said to Claire yesterday, I just didn't feel like I could drive past here without stopping, especially with the good weather coming in. As me and Mark really struggled when we were here a few weeks ago. And yeah, that's my reward. Thank you so much for coming, little fella. And go tell your bigger sisters where we're at, eh? See you later, buddy. Ease off. See you later, mate. Hey. I couldn't have hoped for a better start back on this iconic venue. As the morning progressed and the sun rose in the sky, the lake had a somewhat summertime vibe about it, with people out enjoying the unusual late autumn sun and clear blue skies. It felt like we was on holiday, but with a savage storm predicted on the forecast, it was time to get back to work in preparation for the night ahead. Hedging our bets on a few different kinds of spots, we headed out to the deeper water on the back of a plateau, dropping our lines at the base of a downward slope where the prevailing wind would blow into. We added just enough bait to get a bite, in the hope the fish would turn up on the wind. With all our rods deployed for the night, Claire prepared us both a fresh meal, a beautiful entrecôte steak with a mix of fresh vegetables accompanied with a glass or two of French white wine and a regional cheese for appetizers. With our bellies full, the rest was in the hands of the carp gods. What a difference a night makes, eh? Yesterday it felt like the peak of British summertime, and now you look out and it couldn't be more autumnal. This morning we had big winds and huge rains, and yeah, it just suddenly looks bang on. And this was the weather we actually stopped off here for. But tonight we've got a real big change. In fact, all hell is gonna fucking break loose. We've got winds of 78 kilometres an hour, and they're all blowing into this bay, which is just big carp light. I've fished here quite a few times before, and when the big winds arrive, That's normally when the big carp arrive. I think we're gonna get some. So far on the XL road trip, our journey had taken us to some unbelievable locations and experienced some incredible fishing. But things were about to step up a gear for the final venues, with a PB capture for me and some truly wild angling that we had never experienced before.
The fucking tornado! What the fuck? Whoa!
It's gotta be the big one, Claire. It's huge.
Come on. Oh my god.
Yeah.
31.5 kilos. That's the new PB. Jeez. It's been an incredibly difficult autumn. We've had to fight for every single bite.
Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Thank you.
Give us a cuddle, you. Oh, I love you. Mental.
I need a hero.
You've got one.